Hello and welcome to Glassy Stare. And so Glassy Stare is the first I guess it would be a novel, is the first story in a collection of visual novels that basically revolve around this dark, mysterious world. And it's basically a psychological horror story, ish, I guess. It's more like a psychedelic, sort of psychological, weird thingy majiggy. I really don't know how to explain it. It's just a very surreal, bizarre story. Let's just say that. And so yeah, without further ado, grab a cup of coffee and let's get going with Glassy Stare. Because I don't know how to summarize the story. It's overall very, very bizarre. I mean, just from this, it's already quite weird, right? Yeah. So. Oh. The performance has not begun yet, and the trembling curtain. I can't read it. Trembling curtain still keeps its silence. What are you? Oh, I just need to double click it. Since the very morning, I was weighed down by an anxious premonition. The thought of an inevitable end, like a black raven whose wings had long cast a sinister shadow over my life, hung in the air, ready to strike me with merciless cruelty. Fate was testing my already crippled by... Wait, what? Fate was testing my already crippled by... seclusion mind? Okay, I see. Okay, hyphen would have helped. Fate was testing my already crippled by seclusion mind. Because this is like, this made no sense structure-wise, so I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so a hyphen would have made more sense, just to attach everything together. And what devilish irony it turned out to be when the usual order, so carefully maintained in my solitary abode, was torn to shreds by unexpected news. She, my only star amidst the darkness, had resolved to visit me. How strange! The desire to see her, to be near her, to share with her every breath and moment turned into a tormenting contradiction. I wish those minutes had been marked in the schedule. But alas, my misfortunes did not end there. In the workshop I would visit for prosthetics, where usually an affable, although somewhat stingy old man presided, I was now confronted by some stranger, a figure as sinister as it was unfamiliar. His face, covered in ulcers and deep grooves, seemed like a caricature of the human visage, while his fleshy lips twitched incessantly. "The master is away, sir. Allow me to give you your order," he said, struggling to shape the words, my bad. The unease already flooding my body like poison kept me from delving the mystery of his identity. Only one thought possessed me: to retrieve the coveted box as quickly as possible and retreat into the saving calm of my habitual routine. This time, the master has outdone himself. This is a special eye, a work of art, and it shines the soul. Laris Fuscus Linnaeus, Lesser Blackback Gull, Order Carrot. Oh, I'm really gonna struggle with this. Caradriformes. Family Larry. I'm so sorry for anyone who actually studied Latin. Okay then. The manners of that workman were as unbearable as the irritating flocks of those gulls forever lingering along Iceland's shores. Oh, this takes place in Iceland. Cool. Yet, where birds might hold a fleeting charm, in this gentleman there was only a repulsive parody of all that is natural and beautiful. And yet, a miracle had occurred. The new eye not only filled the void where my lost flesh had been, but did so with such perfection it was as if it had always been a part of me. The unpleasant sensations that had always accompanied such replacements were now gone, leaving only a sense of completeness. The artificial organ felt as though no bloodless cavity had ever yawned in its place. Shines the soul. This doomed deformity had pursued me since birth, though I had long been aware of far worse defects of the human form. Sure, not the weirdest thing I've seen. The absence of an eyeball incessantly poisoned my life, suppressing any intention to appear in society. People, with their snake tongues and false smiles, indulged in petty mockery, turning me into an object of scorn and amusement. I could not bear their hypocritical company, and to this day I despised them with all my soul. Forced isolation drowned my mind in anxieties, but in this unbroken solitude, I found salvation, temporary though as it was, in observing the winged creatures of the heavens through ornithology. Birds, astonishing, perfect beings, fluttering above the vanity of worldly passions. Man will never come close to these angels incarnate, and anyone daring to conquer the skies will share the fate of Icarus, who dared to rise toward the sun. No, that is heresy. Stay in the shadows, watch and take note. These are fundamental postulates. Only then will you soar high, only then will you catch the spark. I'm so sorry for every time I butcher a word. Pica hudsonia. The black-billed magpie, a member of the corvid family, the embodiment of grace and freedom, made manifest in the form of a long-tailed beauty. My beloved had done the impossible. She was an angel reborn in human form, the incarnate soul of that very bird whose wings sliced through the skies with a grace and daring denied to mere mortals. And only she, with a soul as light and as untamed as the sky, as the wind, could see in me not a mutilated creature, but a man. Only she could love me, see a treasure in the gleam of my glass eye, not a hideous affliction. The wait for our meeting was unbearable. This yearning, both agonizing and sweet, dragged my soul in the abyss of anxiety like chains. My mind, finding no comfort, wandered the ominous labyrinths of imagined nightmares. Visions of darkness and dread, terrifying images of her loss or cold indifference unfolded before me, and yet I waited. The glass in my socket was like sand, counting down the hours of my life. More and more often, I found myself brooding over how much time I had left. I loathed the thought that the beautiful bird, my beloved, had willingly bound herself with the chains of love to me, someone so unworthy, so hideous. Oh, Adelaide, I wish you happiness, but I fear that your mercy will be my demise. I want you to be happy, Adelaide. What the balls is going on here? Night found me in torturous wakefulness. I could not sleep, tormented by dark thoughts. Only my kind nocturnal companion, the owl, shared with me the hours of suffering. The moon's disk shone white, and its rays flooded the room. I couldn't read that. Ugh. I'm not gonna yell out loud because people are sleeping. Suddenly, my socket was pierced by an unbearable sparkling pain, such I had never known before. That was right. Like lightning, it spread in pulses through my entire skull. Horrified, I rushed to the mirror, but saw only my face contorted in agony. The prosthesis was intact, as was the socket, but what was this hellish pain? Could the phantoms have reached even my physical shell? I feared the illusions would begin to torment not only my mind, but also my body. But perhaps it was nothing serious. So I thought before sinking into painful dreams, but my illness progressed. I did not notice when the moment came that the artificial eye became inseparable from me, and I could not remove it. It seemed to have taken root, its glass and flesh intertwined in the darkness of my socket. Each pulsing beat felt like a hammer splitting my skull from within. Nauseating pain filled every cell of my body, robbing me of the ability to think or act. And then I realized the terrible truth. Adelaide, my dear Adelaide, would see me in this state, in this vile, repulsive form. Something has to be done. Oh, is he gonna carve out his eye? Oh no. Something, before this glass curse consumed me entirely. Oh, okay. Macronectus gigantus. You compare your pain to the attack of a giant petrel. Warren, I beg you, spare me your mockery. I'm in no condition to endure it. Have you gone back to the workshop? Warren Pierce, my only friend and confidant, was an educated and respected man, a young dentist whose social status seemed unreachable. Who else could I trust? No one else could hear my tale. But my illness took an even more sinister turn. Seeking the man who had given me the ill-fated eye, I returned to the workshop. To my horror, the old man working there claimed to have never seen that stranger who had given me the order. He confirmed that he had indeed been away at that time, but the workshop could not have been open. I tried not to panic. I tried to keep myself under control, but increasingly, I found my thoughts taking on an alien, unnatural timbre. As if another voice, quiet and sinister, was whispering in my head words I dreaded to hear. Upon examination, I found nothing unusual. The prosthesis sat well, perhaps too well, for this piece of glass cannot be removed. I'm afraid, my friend, there's nothing I can do. Teeth are bone, the skeleton, eyes are different, all soft and deep. Even if the eye is glass, you know what they say, the eyes are the mirror of the soul. So perhaps it's a good thing it's fixed in place. You wanted your eye back. Well, there it is. He said it with a faint smile, not knowing how deeply every word wounded me. Migraines, my friend, are probably due to the lack of fresh air. But if it troubles you so much, I can prescribe you morphine. I don't need morphine. I need this cursed prosthesis gone. I need the pain devouring me from within to stop. And above all, I need these alien thoughts, these unbearable voices to leave my mind. How I wish I could rip this cursed glass from my socket right here and now. Oh, Warren, my friend, if only you knew that I have not just lost control of my body, I'm losing control of my soul. Take a scalpel and cut out my eyes. Cut out Warren's eyes. Tear out the eye right now. Squeeze the eye. Monstrous intentions attacked my mind. I could no longer endure this obsession. I had to break away and flee without even explaining myself to my friend. Something was wrong. I wandered the streets like a madman. I do not remember how I reached the estate. Every cell of my brain throbbed in agony, my body unable to resist the convulsions. My legs carried me to the bedroom door, where I collapsed onto the cold floor, utterly spent. I could hear the servants bustling nearby, trying to help me come to my senses. But I could not tear my gaze away from it. It was slowly approaching, seeping through the people. Oh. And there are no human words to describe the horror I felt at the sight of that abominable creature. Everything in it seethed, flesh rose and fell, layers of bone and stretched skin shifted in chaotic order. Never had a bird pecked the flesh of a lamb untainted by sin. Blessed is he who dies for faith and law, and even more so he who at dawn heard the song of angels and went to meet them. Boneless tongues moved within the many maws of the creature wrapped in flesh. I dared not move, frozen with fear. I wanted to be silent, to go away. But hunger took hold of our beaks, our heads, our souls. Terror fell upon us, as if a hollow skull stared at us through an empty eye socket. We knew then what hunger was. Make it shut up. Quick, make it shut up at once. I could not suppress a scream, but my voice made no sound. We will take your eyes, and we will take your thoughts. We will take your soul. A violent shiver shook my body as if in a raging fever. I could only croak. Get out. Disappear. I beg you. Nevermore. I don't know why I decided to give him like a Starscream-esque voice for the bird thing. The creature's voice emptied my insides. I lost consciousness. Yeah, that thing is pretty horrifying. Looks like a wacky Digimon. Who am I now? Where am I? I need Adelaide. I want to see her. I need to rest. I'm so tired. Hello, my dear. Adelaide. Yes, it's me. I'm so happy that you could recognize me. You lay in a stupor for several days. I was so worried about you. Adelaide, you should leave. It's not me anymore. It's not... What are you saying? She smiled, her face so kind, so beautiful. Of course it's you. Once you get better, we'll start taking walks in the garden. You'll tell me about the beautiful birds and I'll listen. I love you. I'm so in love with your beautiful eyes. I don't like how you just go, God. The soul has left the body of the lamb. With your hands, the vessels of the soul were moved. Alas. Wait, no, that's Wilbur, sorry. At last, the sickness is gone. Nevermore. Author Ghost Funeral. Interesting. How do I feel about this? Wait, what's this? The program I'm not yet begun yet. The trembling current still keeps. I don't know what this is, but I could select that as well. I assume maybe that's like for a future sort of episode, or for a future or sort of future sort of future story. Whereas this is our first one over here. Yeah, because that unveils after this one. Okay, I see, because that's the current and supposed to move. I see. So that was Glassy Stare, which now, in retrospect, that title makes sense. Glassy Stare, because the eye is there. Okay, so basically, okay. I mean, the story is straightforward enough. It's just that the writing is very flowery. It's very, it's very... How do I describe the writing? Would it be gothic? I don't know if this would be gothic. I think I might be cancelled if I say it's like the gothic literature. Because our modern definition of like gothic things is like, goth girls and goth boys, which is not exactly right. I would say it's a very different, it's a very different aesthetic from when, in terms of like gothic literature. Would this be gothic? I don't know if this is gothic, but this is very old-timey. It does remind me somewhat of maybe like Edgar Allan Poe's like A Telltale Heart. I think that's what it was called. Whereas like it's like it's slow, like you're in the protagonist's mind and slowly delves into them sort of just losing their mind, and it's all these descriptive words, all these flowery words to sort of encompass, sort of show the progression of them just losing their mind and stuff like that. The scent of Wilbur just it does remind me of that to some degree, right? The only difference is that it does seem like that there is maybe like a supernatural element to this, because of course Wilbur went to go grab a prosthesis, a glass eye to fill his empty eyes, But then turns out that guy never existed, and then his friend was like, oh yeah, no, it fits your eye, and it seems like that they're part of each other now. So it does seem like there might be a slight supernatural element to it as well, but the main sort of description of everything is sort of just just going insane, I guess. Right, just this descent into madness. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's really cool. I do. Here's the thing: when I write, I also use a lot of flowery language. I like using word salads. As much as I know some people hate it, but I like using word salads. Look, if I'm gonna read a thesaurus, I might as well just make use of it as well. But inherently, I think that there's a lot of I don't know. There's just a lot of man. There's a certain aesthetic, I think, when it comes to using like flowery words that I think is missing from a lot of modern literature. Yes, I know I'm being a bit douchey. I'm being a bit condescending with my preferences right now. Let's just say. But yeah, I like reading my Percy Jacksons, my Harry Potters, and stuff like that. But there's also, to some degree, like a certain aesthetic that I really like about flowery languages, and how you can just it's like, because we live in such a time where language is evolving so rapidly with the internet. It's like, no cap, you're so chopped and stuff like that. There's a certain aesthetic that I really much so like about using old-timey words or just flowery languages. It's like a, it's not like it's like it's not like a classism thing. It's more like a I don't know how to describe this. How do I describe the fact that I like flowery language without seeming like a douchebag? But anyways, I do like this style of writing. It's very okay. I think I got it. This style of writing is like, it's saying a lot, but also saying nothing at once. It's like, never mind, I don't have it. I'm so lost. It's like I want to say so much, but it also doesn't say much. It's just taking up space, and I guess to some degree it sort of reflects my own like mind, where I'm just like constantly just thinking, and I'm just like finding random words, and it's like there's some degree that is like, I don't know, it's just a bizarre, it's just something that I like. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that before I go into like before my brain shuts down from trying to find excuses for why I like this style of writing. But yes, point is, it feels very, very Telltale Heart-esque with the build up to the madness, with the language, and so in general, I do think that there is some Edgar Allan Poe influence, perhaps. Yeah, maybe just gothic style writing in general. Overall, I enjoyed it. I do enjoy the story. I like the visuals. Again, it's not like perfect art. I don't think it's necessarily meant to be perfect. It's inherently meant to be a bit more on the rough edge. Much like a lot of PSX graphic games, that roughness does give a certain sense of aesthetic to games. It adds to the eeriness, it adds to the unsettlingness to everything. So I do think that this style of art is nice, and a lot of the visuals are very unsettling as well, like just the bird thing, the hollow eyes of people. Like, I do like the art style as well. So the visuals coupled with just the just the writing as well, I think is a big plus. One thing I do wish is that the sound design was a bit better. Right now it's kind of quiet all throughout the entire game, so there really wasn't much of that. Like when you do hear it, it's kind of loud, but also not really loud. It's I think the sound design is pretty weak overall. There's also something else I wanted to point out. I don't remember. But yeah, for now, that is Glassy Stare. It is a free game on Steam right now, so if you guys want to experience Glassy Stare for yourself, make sure to just download the game, because I'm sure that you get tired of hearing me yap and all of that stuff. And so yeah. Why did I? Oh, right. Since this game has no choices, I think that it would have been more appropriate to call this one a kinetic novel versus a visual novel, because visual novels do traditionally have choices, they have branching paths, whereas a kinetic novel is just straightforward, you're just clicking through, you're just reading through. So two different mediums, but they're kind of used interchangeably nowadays, so yeah. But yeah, hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on when and where you guys are. And make sure to read and play Glassy Stare, and make sure to follow the creator as well. Take care, bye bye, and see you.